Do you sometimes just feel awkward socially? Our relationships are so important. Let's talk about how to fit in socially. Before I launch into this, really, do you want to fit in? I'm bringing that up because maybe it would be more important for you to stand out than to fit in. Let's just think about that for a moment. We constantly want to be accepted and fit in, and you have some unique gifts and talents and abilities, and it may be very, very crucial for you to find ways to stand out instead. We'll talk about that a little more in some other videos, but it's appropriate to start with that idea. Now, can you fit in better? Can you feel that you're more a part of things? Absolutely. And from a social standpoint, it all comes back to our focus. What's my focus? So looking at the model, notice that my focus might be on how I feel or how you feel. So as I set up those two columns, just notice that that's where your focus is going to be. This is getting back to a concept I call metacognition. Metacognition's a fancy psychobabble word. All it means, if we break it down, cognition means thinking. Let's put that right here at this level. Metacognition is a higher level. It's thinking about thinking. Notice that you can do this. This is powerful because metacognition actually creates a little space. And in that space is where choice exists. Until you see this as a choice, it's not. So keep that metacognition turned on as you think about where your own focus is. Now, I've used first person wording here so that you can own it. So anytime you see the word I, own it. Okay? How I feel or how you feel. That's where my focus is going to be. Now, forget about the feelings for just a moment. Let's go to the level of content. In other words, what is the focus about? This gets interesting. My focus might be all about me, or it could be about you. I've picked these particular colors because when we overlay these two dimensions, we get a nice quadrant system that's color-coded. Check this out. Now, looking at those four quadrants, my focus is going to be in one of those boxes, typically. Now, it can change and it can move around, but it's going to be in one of these four boxes, the red, the orange, the purple, or the green. Thinking about your thinking now. Use the metacognition, and let's take a look at each one of these quadrants. Starting with red, this is where my focus is all about me. How I feel about me. Am I good enough? Am I ready for this? Am I prepared? Do I have what it takes? Am I cute enough? Am I smart enough? Do I have this? This is red. Now, red runs us into a particular pitfall in social interactions. I'm labeling it self-consciousness. Self-consciousness. I'm not talking about a healthy sense of self-awareness or mindfulness. No, what I'm talking about is that anxious, oh, am I good enough kind of a feel. That's where the focus is in red. Consider for just a minute how that's going to impact other people. And the quickest way to figure that out is to think about how you feel when you're around somebody who's in that red quadrant. They are totally absorbed and consumed with themselves. How does that feel to you when you interact with them? Switch it up. How does it feel when you're in red? Yeah. Do you feel that? It's that anxious self-consciousness, am I good enough? And it can consume us. Just notice it. Okay, now move to orange for a moment with me. In the orange quadrant, my focus is on how you feel about me. Do you like me? Do you think I'm good enough? Do you think I'm smart enough? Do you think I'm cute enough? Orange, right? Welcome back to junior high, everybody, where everything is focused on, ooh, do they like me? Do I fit in? Remember we talked about that at the beginning. Do we really want to fit in? Well, yeah, we kind of do. But that's an orange focus. And it gets us all wrapped up in, oh, am I good enough for them? Do they like me? It's an externalized source of validation. The pitfall that we run into on orange is insecurity. Insecurity, just wondering all the time if people are going to like us or approve of us. That's orange. Now, whether it's red or orange, we run into the same problem. I'm labeling that anxiety. Do you see this? Whenever we focus on ourselves, we generate and perpetuate anxiety. And it's either that self-conscious, red kind of a focus, or it's the insecurity of the orange. Either way, it's all about anxiety. And it's paralyzing. This gets in our way socially more than anything else I can think of. Now let's take a look at purple. Now, my focus is on how I feel about you. Oh, did you feel that when I introduced it? This is kind of a scary place to be because it invokes criticism. Even if it's positive. Check it out. Oh, I approve of you. Oh, how condescending is that? It's like I'm patting you on the head. What gives me the authority to approve of you? Incidentally, purple is where a lot of parents get hung up. This is so natural for parents because as parents, we get focused on how we feel about them, about our kids, about their decisions, about their lifestyle, about their choices. Do you see how purple that is? And even if we're right, forget about that for just a minute. Don't worry about being right, because probably you are. But even if we're right, having that purple focus puts us in a position where we tend to be more critical of others, or at least it's going to impact them as criticism, even if we don't intend it that way. When my focus is on how I feel about you, I'm at risk. Okay, so just notice it. Now, quick disclaimer. I keep saying just notice it. It's not my job to tell you to think any differently. I don't have that kind of authority. What I want you to do is see it. We're turning on the metacognition so that you can think about your thinking. That metacognition creates a little space. In that space is where choice exists. And until we see it as a choice, it's not. Hopefully you find this empowering. Now we've still got one quadrant to look at. Whether it's red or purple, we run into the same problem. It's called judgment. It's either that anxious self-judgment of the red quadrant, or it's our opinions about other people that are getting in the way. Either way, it's a judgment issue. Now we've still got one quadrant that we can look at, and thankfully we do, because this one gets really exciting. Let's go green. When I go green, my focus is no longer about me, and how I feel is only secondary. Now I'm focused on how you feel about yourself. Do you feel that? Notice that the people in your life who have influenced you the most have been in green. They have been focused on how you feel about yourself. How does it feel if you can get to that place? Oh, the pressure's off. It's not about me. How I feel is only secondary. The pressure's off. And I can focus on you and how you feel. This is what I'm titling the influence quadrant. Influence quadrant. Now when we look at all four together, we get this nice color-coordinated model where we can get out of the anxieties of the red and the judgment and just focus on that green. Now, how do you fit in better socially? You go green. You get out of your own way. And notice that your focus has a whole lot to do with this. If you're showing up in purple, people are just going to feel judged. If you're showing up in red, people are going to kind of, ooh, you're high maintenance. They don't want to take you on because you're so focused on how you feel about yourself. When you're in orange, it's like a neediness. It's like you constantly are trying to get people's approval, and that will repel people as well. To really fit in socially, you gotta go green. Now here's the thing. When you go green, you will have influence. But if you're doing it for that purpose, it's not green, it's purple. Because now your focus is on how you feel about them and their choices and their lifestyle or whatever. You need to influence them. You got to give up your need to influence them. Focus on how they feel about themselves, and then you will have the influence. But you'll turn it purple if you're doing it for that reason. Similarly, if you go green, people will love you. Oh, they will. They will gravitate towards you. They will appreciate you. They'll want to be around you. But if you do it for that purpose, it's not green, it's orange. Because now your focus is suddenly back on how other people feel about you. It's important to be loved. Even though that's true, you guys, it is important to be loved. If you do it for that reason, you're spoiling it. This requires a genuine application of this principle. To go green, you will have influence, people will love you, you will fit in socially, and you will stand out as an influential leader. And that's probably even more important than fitting in. This is the social key. This model is so powerful. I bet you know someone who could really benefit from hearing this message. Share it with them.